Today on Inquirer, murder complaint filed against self-confessed gunman and 3 others in Percy Lapid slay. Tropical Depression Obet decelerates but may reach tropical storm category by late Friday or early Saturday. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. vows to support Philippine Coast Guard's modernization efforts. Face-to-face classes to stay despite detection of XBB COVID-19 variant, according to DepEd. And after netizens roasted him for his comment, Senator Jinggoy Estrada clarifies there is no plan to propose a ban on K-dramas in the Philippines. Good evening. For our top story, a murder complaint has been filed against 4 people involved in the killing of veteran radio broadcaster Percy Mabasa, popularly known as Percy Lapid. To tell us more, Beatrice Pinlac is reporting live. Bay?
That's right, Neil. A complaint for murder was filed by the Southern Police District before the Department of Justice against Joel Escorial, the confessed gunman behind Percy Lapid's killing, and 3 others. Brothers Israel and Edmond de Maculangan, and a certain Orlando or Orly, whom he tagged as his partners in crime. Escorial is the only suspect under police custody. Lapid's brother, veteran journalist Roy Mabasa, also appeared before the DOJ and subscribed to the complaint affidavit. This after Mabasa and Escorial met and had a crime scene walkthrough on Tuesday night. Mabasa said he spent an hour with the suspect and that even if he believes Escorial's account, he could not trust it absolutely. Mabasa also recalled telling Escorial that instead of asking forgiveness from the family, he can instead help them find the mastermind behind the radio man's murder. According to Mabasa, Escorial has since expressed interest to help and has already given them a lot of information. He noted that the qualms that continue to tug at his heart may be answered by the court proceedings. Mabasa added that he would set aside these doubts and trust that the truth will soon prevail. Mabasa also pointed out that their family, in pursuit of justice for Lapid, is firmly holding on to Escorial's account of the crime and the pieces of evidence obtained by authorities. He said their family is also firmly holding on to the law that can readily help them. Back to you, Neil.
Bay, you previously mentioned a claim made by Mr. Escorial that the order to kill Percy Mabasa came from within the New Bilibid prison. So how are authorities treating this claim? Are they investigating it? And if so, what have they found so far in relation to this allegation?
Neil, the latest update that we have so far about that was what Secretary of Justice Crispin Boying Remulla said yesterday when he said that Interior Secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr. will be briefing him more about the case, and they will look into the possibility of someone from inside Bilibid involved in this case.
So how about the 3 men who remain at large as we speak? Are authorities following up on leads that could possibly bring them to these men?
Actually, the NCRPO earlier said that the 6.5 million reward is still pledged for anyone who can provide crucial information on the suspects that remain at large. Again, that's Israel and Edmond de Maculangan and Orly or Orlando. And we also spoke to Roy Mabasa earlier, who asked 2 things from the police investigators handling his brother's case. That's to protect the middleman in prison who supposedly relayed the order to kill Lapid and to trace the source of money deposited to Escorial's bank account.
Okay, thanks, Bay. That's Beatrice Pinlac. Tropical Depression Obet decelerates as it moves over the Philippine Sea towards extreme northern Luzon, but may reach tropical storm category by late Friday or early Saturday, according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration. To give us an update, joining us live is Pagasa weather specialist Sheila Reyes. Sheila?
Yes po, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Huling namataan ang sentro nitong si Tropical Depression Obet sa layong 920 kilometers silangan ng extreme northern Luzon. Taglay ang pinakamalakas na hangin na umaabot sa 45 kilometers per hour malapit sa gitna at gustiness na posibleng umabot sa 55 kilometers per hour. Sa kasalukuyan ay kumikilos po ito pa west-southwestward na may bilis na 10 kilometers per hour. Bate po sa ating latest forecast track, posible pong dumaan ang sentro nitong si Tropical Depression Obet sa extreme northern Luzon or northern portion ng mainland northern Luzon between Friday po ng gabi hanggang Saturday ng umaga. At batay po sa ating latest forecast intensity, posible po pong lumakas itong si Tropical Depression Obet at ma-reach ang tropical storm category by late Friday or early Sunday. Batay po sa ating analysis, posible pong magtaas ng tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 sa mga areas sa northern Luzon ngayong gabi or bukas po ng umaga. At batay po sa ating track at intensity forecast, ang pinaka-highest na tropical cyclone wind signal na maaari pong i-hoist sa northern Luzon ay wind signal number 2. At inaasahan po natin na habang dadaan itong si Tropical Depression Obet sa extreme northern Luzon, posible pong magdulot po ito ng moderate hanggang sa heavy at paminsan-minsan intense na mga pagulan sa may northern Luzon area. Kaya pinag-iingat po natin ang ating mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na po sa northern Luzon sa posibleng pagbaha at pagpuho ng lupa. At yan muna po ang latest mula dito sa Pagasa Weather Forecasting Center. Ako po si Sheila Reyes. Magandang gabi po.
Ms. Sheila, may tanong lamang kami. Nabanggit nyo nga kanina na maaari pang mag-intensify into a tropical storm. Itong bagyong ito, siguro ang tanong ngayon is inaasahan ba nating mag-landfall ito?
Posible pong mag-landfall sa mga isla po sa may Babuyan Islands. So, inaasahan po natin. So, hindi lang po dapat tayo mag-focus sa landfall or kailan po magla-landfall. Mag-focus po tayo sa lakas ng ulan at yung hangin na maaari pong idulot nitong bagyo sa northern Luzon area. Pero inaasahan po natin na posible pong mag-landfall sa Babuyan Islands.
Ms. Sheila, ilang bagyo pa ang inaasahan nating pumasok ng Pilipinas for the rest of the year?
Base po sa ating forecast, posible pong hanggang 5 or 7 from October hanggang December po ngayong year.
5 hanggang 7 pang bagyo. Maraming salamat po. That's Pag-asa Weather Specialist Sheila Reyes. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. vowed that his administration will support the modernization efforts of the Philippine Coast Guard. In a ceremony to celebrate the 121st anniversary of the Coast Guard, President Marcos commended the PCG for bravely performing maritime search and rescue operations, enforcing maritime law, safety, and security, and for protecting the marine environment.
The Philippine Coast Guard in the recent past has taken on many new duties. Critical of that is now you are the front line in the defense of our maritime territory, in defense of our economic zones, in defense of our baselines. As your leader, I assure you that this administration will always be behind you, supportive of your efforts and initiatives to modernize the Philippine Coast Guard, which will redound to the better delivery of service to the nation.
President Marcos urged Coast Guard personnel to continue its dedication and persistence in their duties and responsibilities, especially as the Philippines faces the uncertain post-pandemic world. Senator Jinggoy Estrada says there is no plan to propose the banning of Korean and other foreign-made shows in the Philippines. Estrada made this clear after earlier airing his frustration over Filipinos' preference for foreign-made films and shows, particularly Korean telenovelas. This during yesterday's Senate hearing on the proposed 2023 budget of the Film Development Council of the Philippines, the senator admitted that banning foreign-made shows sometimes crosses his mind, as he lamented the public and government's lack of support for the Philippine entertainment industry. However, over a phone interview with reporters, Estrada stressed he has nothing against Korean shows.
Mahal ko lang ang sarili natin. Ng mga Pilipino. Pero proteksyonan ko lang yung ating mga artista na hindi nabibigyan ng upang may pakita naman ang kanilang galing sa pag-arte.
The Department of Education says its policy on face-to-face classes remains despite the detection of the XBB Omicron subvariant in the country. In a public briefing, DepEd spokesperson Michael Powa said they are waiting for the advice of the Department of Health on the matter.
Sa ngayon po, wala pa po tayong any advice on any change. No? In fact, kaka-issue lang po natin ng DO 44 nung Monday. So tayo naman po sa Department of Education, of course, we will always take our cue from the advice given by the DOH pagdating sa mga health guidelines or any health concerns. So sa ngayon po, wala pa po tayong pagbabago na ma-anunsyo doon po sa mandatory DO na na-issue natin just 2 days ago.
POA was referring to Department Order Number 44, which allowed private schools to keep using blended or full distance learning beyond November 2. This was an amendment to Department Order Number 34, which mandated public and private schools to implement full 5-day face-to-face classes starting November 2. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama ang ating bandera editor, Ervin Santiago. Ervin?
Hi Neil at sa lahat ng mga kabandera natin all over the universe, ito na nga ang latest bandera chika. Talaga namang maituturing na isang bonggang-bonggang anak itong komedyanang si Kiray Celis. Aba, knows nyo ba kung anong pinakabagong iniregalo niya sa kanyang nanay? Binigyan lang naman niya ito ng 3 palapag na apartment na siyang bagong business ng pamilya. Kaya naman shook na shook ang kanyang mother dear nang matanggap ang best gift ever ng kanyang pinakamamahal na anak na masipag na, very generous pa. Yes mga kamarites, recently nga ay nagpa-housewarming at nagpa-blessing nga ng kanilang mga apartment ang pamilya ni Kiray kasabay ng kanyang pa-apartment tour. Siyempre tuwang-tuwa naman ang kanyang nanay at hindi raw nito ma-explain ang kanyang nararamdaman basta ang feeling niya ay napakaswerte niyang ina sa pagkakaroon ng anak na tulad ni Kiray. Samantala, 3 iba't ibang gintong alas naman ang iniregalo ni Kiray sa ina na may mga meaning pa. Bukod daw sa iwas usog ang pagsusuot ng gold, ay pwede rin daw itong masanla dahil tumataas ang value habang tumatagal. Makikita sa social media post ni Kiray ang kwintas na may picture nilang magnanay, isang singsing na may initial niya at kwintas na may diamonds pa. Hindi ito ang unang pagkakataon na sinurpresa ni Kiray ang kanyang mga magulang, lalo na sa mga espesyal na okasyon. Lagi siyang may pamani cake kapag kaarawan ng kanyang parents. Nitong 2022 nga ay niregaluhan ni Kiray ng 63,000 pesos ang 63 years old niyang tatay, habang 57,000 naman ang ibinigay niya sa kanyang 57 years old na nanay. Sabi pa ni Kiray, kahit maubos daw ang kanyang pera at ipon ay wala siyang pake dahil ang pinakamahalaga sa kanya ay ang mapasaya ang kanyang mga magulang. O di ba? Ikaw na talaga ang ulirang anak, Kiray. At yan ang ating bandera chika for today. Thanks, Neil.
Maraming salamat, Ervin. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.